Imagine waking up one morning and realizing your eyes see the world a little clearer, the glare softer, the colors richer. For many seniors, that simple joy fades with time, but new research shows our eyes still repair themselves at night, if we feed them the right fruit before sleep. Harvard-trained scientists have found that one small evening ritual, eating certain fruits rich in natural melatonin and anthocyanins, may help the aging eye renew itself while we rest. And tonight, I'll show you which fruits do it best. After 60, many of my patients tell me, "Doc, my eyes just don't recover like they used to. Reading feels harder, lights seem harsher, and sleep never feels as deep." But what if the same foods that help us sleep could also help our eyes repair themselves? In my 25 years of clinical practice, I've seen how one nighttime habit can change everything, from vision sharpness to morning energy. So, tonight we'll explore what happens when you eat the right fruit before bed, and how it supports your body's natural nighttime repair. 1. The hidden night repair cycle. When the lights go out, your body begins one of its most remarkable routines: repair. But after 60, that rhythm often falls out of sync. Cortisol, our stress hormone, should naturally drop at night to let melatonin rise. Yet, in many seniors, cortisol stays high, like a streetlight left on in your brain, keeping your eyes from entering their repair mode. In my 25 years of clinical practice, I've seen this pattern over and over. Seniors tell me they sleep but never feel rested. Their eyes feel gritty in the morning, vision slightly foggy. What's really happening is that the retinal cells, which burn more energy than any tissue in the body, never get their maintenance shift. That's where evening nutrition comes in. Tart cherries, one of nature's richest sources of natural melatonin, help restore this nighttime balance. Each small glass, about 8 ounces, provides just enough melatonin and tryptophan to nudge the body back into rhythm. A 2024 study by Zhang and colleagues found that adults over 50 who used melatonin had a 42% lower risk of developing age-related macular degeneration. That's not coincidence. It's biology aligning with timing. Robert, one of my patients, 68 years old, started drinking a small glass of tart cherry juice an hour before bed. Within 2 weeks, he noticed something subtle. Fewer night awakenings, less morning eye strain, and a calmer sense of rest. His wife said he even stopped squinting at the morning paper. Think of it like a dimmer switch for your body, lowering the cortisol glare so your eyes can rest in darkness. The science suggests that sleep is when retinal cells clear waste, restore glucose balance, and rebuild antioxidant defenses. But here's the part that most people don't realize. Sleep alone isn't enough. The right fruit before bed can decide how well your eyes actually heal tonight. 2. Blueberries, the retinal energy boosters. If tart cherries calm the body for repair, blueberries are what fuel the work. Your eyes are among the hungriest organs you have. The retina consumes more oxygen than any other tissue in the body. After 60, that energy supply weakens as insulin sensitivity drops, and glucose delivery to retinal cells slows down. Imagine a city trying to light up at night with half the power grid working. Everything flickers. That's where anthocyanins, the deep blue pigments in blueberries, make a difference. These natural compounds act like jumper cables for your retinal metabolism, helping your cells absorb and use glucose efficiently. In the Women's Health Study, Sesso et al., 2024, over 35,000 women were followed for 11 years. Those who ate blueberries at least twice a week had a 64% lower risk of developing age-related macular degeneration compared to those who rarely ate them. In my clinic, I've seen similar results. One of my longtime patients, Margaret, 72, started with just 2 servings of blueberries each week, 3/4 of a cup fresh or half a cup dried. Within a month, she described colors as cleaner. Her optometrist even noted slight improvements in contrast sensitivity, which often fades with age. Blueberries also help quiet the silent inflammation that damages delicate eye tissue. Anthocyanins have been shown to reduce inflammatory cytokines like interleukin-6 and tumor necrosis factor alpha by up to 40% within 12 weeks. Picture it as putting out the slow burn inside the retina so the repair crew can do its work. But here's where it gets interesting. When you combine this steady energy supply with the calming effect of tart cherries, your body begins repairing on two levels at once, metabolic and hormonal. And in a moment, we'll add one more fruit that brings everything together, the one that acts like a night watchman, protecting your vision as you sleep. 3. Tart cherries. The nighttime repair catalyst. Most people think of cherries as just a summer snack, but inside, each small red fruit is something extraordinary for aging eyes. Tart cherries contain natural melatonin and tryptophan, compounds that guide your body into deeper, more restorative sleep, the exact window when your eyes perform their nightly repair. In my 25 years of practice, I've seen what happens when this rhythm is restored. Seniors who once woke up 3 or 4 times a night began sleeping through, waking clearer and more alert. The change often started with a simple habit. 1 small glass. About 8 ounces of tart cherry juice, taken 1 to 2 hours before bed. The science supports it. In a controlled study of adults aged 65 to 80, drinking 240 milliliters of tart cherry juice each evening increased total sleep time by 84 minutes and improved memory and focus. Another trial found that consistent use helped regulate the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis, the delicate network that manages cortisol, the hormone that keeps us alert during the day, but must quiet down at night for healing to begin. I often tell my patients, think of melatonin as your body's night shift manager. Without enough of it, the crew never clocks in. When tart cherries boost melatonin, they lower evening cortisol, allowing your eyes to focus on repair rather than defense. One of my patients, Linda, 70, said, "It was the first time in years I woke up, and the world didn't feel blurry. Her sleep became deeper, her mornings brighter." So, as the day winds down, let your routine dim the lights both outside and inside. A small glass of tart cherry juice, a quiet moment, and a darkened room may do more for your eyes than any new gadget. And next, we'll meet the fruit that doesn't just protect your eyes, it strengthens them from within. 4. Goji berries, the macular shield. If blueberries charge your eyes and tart cherries calm them, goji berries protect what matters most. The macula, the tiny center of your vision responsible for detail, color, and focus. After 60, the macula thins and loses pigment, much like a camera lens fading from sunlight over time. But research shows that 1 small handful of goji berries can help thicken that protective layer again. In a 2018 randomized controlled trial, Lee et al., 2018, adults with early macular degeneration ate 25 grams of dried goji berries daily, just about 1 small handful, for 90 days. Their macular pigment optical density increased from 0.73 to 0.88, a measurable strengthening of the retina's internal shield. That pigment acts like built-in sunglasses, filtering out blue light and oxidative stress that gradually dull our sight. Goji berries are rich in zeaxanthin diesters, a form of antioxidant that our bodies can use directly in retinal tissue. Think of zeaxanthin as a soft orange armor that coats and defends the macula. Unlike supplements, whole goji berries also carry polysaccharides that support immune and mitochondrial function in the eyes, essential for energy and repair. One of my patients, Helen, 69, started adding a handful of goji berries to her oatmeal 5 mornings a week. Within 3 months, she told me, colors looked alive again. Her eye doctor confirmed her pigment density had improved, a small but real sign of protection taking root. In my clinic, I always remind seniors, consistency beats intensity. These aren't quick fixes, but quiet builders. 5 days a week, 25 grams a day, sustained over months. That's how nature repairs from within. But here's where the story becomes even more powerful. When these three fruits, blueberries, tart cherries, and goji berries, work together, they don't just protect your eyes, they amplify each other's effects, creating a nighttime synergy that modern science is only beginning to understand. 5. The synergy. When nature works as a team. In nature, no single food works in isolation. Each nutrient supports another, like musicians in a quiet evening symphony. Blueberries charge your retinal cells with energy. Tart cherries calm your hormonal rhythm for sleep. And goji berries reinforce the very tissue that captures light. When combined, they create what I call the night repair trio, a natural partnership that may help your eyes rejuvenate while you rest. Let's break it down. Blueberries deliver anthocyanins, which keep retinal cells metabolically active through the night. Tart cherries bring melatonin and tryptophan, gently lowering cortisol and signaling the body that it's safe to begin restoration. Goji berries add zeaxanthin, which strengthens the macula and protects against oxidative light damage. Together, these compounds activate overlapping repair pathways, metabolic, hormonal, and structural. One clinical sequence I often recommend is simple. Dinner, half cup of blueberries, fresh or frozen. Before bed, 8 ounces of tart cherry juice, 1 to 2 hours before sleep. 5 days a week, 25 grams of dried goji berries, morning or midday. In my clinic, seniors who practiced this routine for 3 months reported not only steadier vision, but also deeper rest, better morning focus, and a sense of calm they hadn't felt in years. Picture it like your eyes running a night shift. Blueberries power the machinery, tart cherries dim the lights, and goji berries stand guard until morning. When this pattern repeats over weeks, oxidative stress markers decline, inflammation quiets, and the retina performs its quiet miracles again. So, as the sun sets tonight, remember, your body already knows how to heal. It just needs the right ingredients, at the right time, to do what it's designed to do. Every night offers us a quiet chance to begin again. For years, many of my senior patients believed their eyes were simply wearing out. But the truth I've witnessed in my 25 years of practice is far more hopeful. Our eyes never stop trying to heal. They just need a little help aligning with nature's rhythm. When we choose the right foods before sleep, blueberries for cellular energy, tart cherries for hormonal balance, and goji berries for macular defense, we aren't fighting aging. We're cooperating with it. We're giving our bodies what time has gently taken away. Take a moment and imagine this. You wake in the morning, open your eyes, and the light feels softer, steadier. You glance at the world and notice colors that seem fuller, edges that feel easier to focus on. That's not a miracle. It's biology and harmony. If you've already tried any of these fruits, I'd love to hear how they've helped you. Share your story in the comments. It may guide another senior searching for the same clarity you once wished for. And if this message speaks to you, take a gentle step. Subscribe to this channel. Each week, I share evidence-based habits designed to help you age with strength, clarity, and calm. You deserve to feel confident in your body again, to read without strain, to see the faces you love with ease. Of course, always check with your healthcare provider before changing your diet, especially if you take medication for sleep, blood sugar, or blood thinning. But remember, healing doesn't always roar. Sometimes it whispers softly while you sleep. So tonight, as you reach for that small bowl of berries or a glass of cherry juice, think of it not as a treatment, but as a thank you to your eyes for all the mornings they've already given you.